Welcome to our 18th week of CBU Conversations. My name is Jack Shannon. I'm president of Christian Brothers University, and I'm joined today by a number of special guests, including Brother Pat Conway, our vice president for mission and identity here at CBU. When I began hosting these conversations back on July 21st of this year, our campus community was busy planning for a fall semester that we knew would be unlike any other. I am both relieved and incredibly grateful that we have had a very successful semester, even as we have had to meet all of the many challenges presented by COVID-19. With a lot of hard work and a Lasallian commitment to looking out for each other, our students are currently wrapping up final exams and course projects, while also preparing to return home for some much needed rest and relaxation. Yet, as everything else that's been happening in 2020, even our rest and relaxation plans are changing. Although many of us might normally be spending this week gearing up for a large Thanksgiving feast with our friends and our family, this year we're being advised by public health experts to make our celebrations much smaller, ideally limited to just those in our households. While I join many of you in being disappointed that we can have a larger gathering, Mom, I'm sorry that I can't be with you in New Jersey this Thanksgiving. The change in plans has reminded me of how thankful I am to have people in my life with whom I can celebrate the many good things in our world. I'm also very thankful for all the many blessings in my life and keenly aware that we're making these sacrifices for something much more important than a single holiday meal or party. We're making changes to our normal routines out of the care we have for our community. By making small personal changes, we're impacting everyone around us as we keep our families, our neighbors, and our larger communities safe from COVID-19. It hasn't always been easy, but it's been important, and it will continue to be important to act in the best interest of our community, even after the pandemic is under control. And so that brings me to today's presentation. It is such an honor to be able to announce the 2021 cohort of Lasallian Fellows to our CBU community. In the past, we've made this announcement in person, either at our convocation ceremonies marking the start of the new academic year, or last year while we were celebrating all of the festivities around my inauguration. This year, though, we're making the announcement virtually, but it's no less special. As you'll hear shortly, our honorees are talented, hardworking, and great Lasallians, and they richly deserve to be recognized for all that they contribute and give back to our CBU community. The Lasallian Fellows Program isn't like any other scholarship program or recognition. It's about the Lasallian values that are at the very core of who we are and everything we do here at CBU. So I'd like to now bring on Brother Pat Conway to talk briefly about what it means to be a Lasallian Fellow. Before we do that, though, would you mind leading us in prayer, Brother Pat?
Sure. Let us recall we live in the holy presence of God. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who in the richness of your divine love blesses us with good things. Lord God, we bless you and are filled with gratitude for the numerous gifts and countless blessings that have come to us from you. Your blessings come in times of joy, in times of victory, in success and honor, and they come as well in times of pain and sorrow, in sickness and defeat. Your blessings, however, come always as life. Today, with full hearts, we are especially grateful for our 5 Lasallian Fellows and the gifts they are to Christian Brothers University. And so we end, blessed are you, Lord our God, who in the richness of your divine love blesses us with good things. St. John Baptist de La Salle,
Pray for
pray
us.
for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever.
Thank you, Brother Pat. Let's start off, if you don't mind, by having you tell us a little bit more about the Lasallian Fellows Program.
Sure, Jack. Each year, 5 senior students are selected for the distinction of CBU Lasallian Fellow because they embody the values set forth by CBU's founder, St. John Baptist de La Salle. These awards are presented based upon the reflection of Lasallian values in their scholarship, leadership, and service. Students are nominated by CBU faculty and staff because of their commitment to the underserved, their sensitivity to social and community needs, the active nature of their faith, and the difference they make in the world.
I have to say, Brother Pat, that's an incredibly tall order.
It sure is. And I have to say, it was very humbling to read all the nominations we received. It was a very difficult selection process, as we have so many amazing students here at Christian Brothers University. Life may feel difficult right now, but I'm so encouraged that our future is in very good hands. Our students are already strong servant leaders, and I think they are all going to continue to do so much professionally and personally in the last few months here at CBU and beyond.
Thank you, Brother Pat. So how about we get started and get to the important part of today's presentation, the introduction of our Lasallian Fellows for 2021. Brother Pat, I'd like to give you the honor of introducing our first fellowship recipient.
Thank you, Jack. I'd love to. Our first Lasallian Fellow lives out the Lasallian principles as she creates space for everyone to have a chance, everyone to be seen, and everyone to feel appreciated. She has displayed consistent service to CBU over the course of her collegiate career, including in her role as an RA in residence life, a chapter president through Greek life, and as a September of Service leader. She has also engaged in building a network of inclusivity, be it the honors program to NPHC to LGBTQ and beyond. She also takes a very strong and consistent approach to her academics. As an honors student, she has gone above and beyond to present research at conferences, volunteer as a leader to the Honors Student Programming Board, and continues to serve as a mentor to the younger honors students who are in need of guidance. This approach will serve her well as she plans a career in higher education. In all that she does, she clings to the promise that she is a work in progress, being refined and shaped by God, a perspective that I think we can all learn from. Please join me in congratulating Lasallian Fellow, Maddie Bickerstaff.
Thank you so much, President Shannon and Brother Patrick. I am very appreciative, and this is such an incredible honor that I think happens at CBU. I am very thankful for the education that I have received at CBU. That's one of the 5 core Lasallian principles that really resonates with me is quality of education. And that's because I'm a first generation college student who wasn't really sure if college or even stepping foot on a university would be possible for her. And now that I'm standing here a semester away from graduation as a Lasallian Fellow is very honoring, and thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you also to our donors and our benefactors, Joyce Smallerup and Robert Bob Buckman. I really appreciate this opportunity, and thank you.
Thank you, Maddie, and congratulations and thank you for all you do for our CBU community. Now, I don't want Brother Pat to have all of the fun today, so I'll take the next turn in announcing our second 2021 Lasallian Fellow. This Lasallian Fellow is known as a great team player with a strong work ethic. He is incredibly respected by his peers and volunteers much of his time to serve his community. Importantly, he does so in a capacity that all around him follow his lead to also serve others. He is a courageous leader and as a proud DACA recipient and dreamer, has been asked on multiple occasions to represent CBU's dreamers by speaking with the Board of Trustees, and he's even been on the national news. This fellow has been a member of the SGA Executive Board, serving as the VP for Finance, where he created a funding process that is more equitable for all student organizations, especially those organizations that may be new or may have a small number of members. He possesses a great faith in others and in God, understanding that by loving others, he is reminded that he himself is loved by God. Again, a way of living our faith that we can all learn from. Humility, empathy, grace, and mercy are all words that have been used to describe this young man. And now it is my honor to also describe him as a Lasallian Fellow. Ricardo Roca Gonzalez. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for the introduction, President Shannon. This award, along with my education and experience here at CBU, means so much to me and to my family. It's truly all been an honor. And you know, I've actually been reflecting so much lately over my past few years here in Memphis and at CBU, and how much has impacted me as a person and my personal growth. And one of the Lasallian core principles that is that of an inclusive community. And I think CBU holds true to that, because I don't think I could have grown into who I've become without this characteristic being so true on our campus and within our community. One of the biggest reasons I became so active on campus to begin with was because of how inviting and understanding everyone was for me to participate. I don't know how many people remember this, but freshman year, I was one of the most shy, most quiet people you could ever meet. And talking to strangers and being involved terrified me, because I was so scared of feeling out of place. But everyone I met was doing something on campus. So I quickly realized that not being involved and not helping our community was what actually had me feeling out of place. Seeing everyone so willingly participate and help out in our city and our campus sparked something in me that I never imagined would happen. I thought I was only going to come in, get my degree, and then move back home, but I'm beyond thankful and blessed for how things turned out for me during my time here. I also want to take the time to thank Ms. Morup and Mr. Buckman for keeping the Lasallian Fellow tradition alive as benefactors. And I look forward to the rest of my time here at CBU, and I look forward to working towards my CPA certification post-graduation.
Thank you, Ricardo. We are so proud of you and thankful for all your service. So let's keep the good work coming. This is exciting. Our third 2021 Lasallian Fellow also has experience being of service in multiple languages, as she serves as the family translator and the voice of her parents who are immigrants and speak minimal English. She has brought this spirit of service to campus, serving as an honors leader, philanthropy chair of Tri Beta, a president's ambassador, and a September of Service leader. She began her leadership early when she was selected as a freshman for the Endeavor program. In her project, she and her team created 24 pop-up flower beds by planting flowers in 5-gallon buckets and planting them around campus to bring attention to the need for sustainable environmental practices. In one of this year's SOS program, the Lasallian Fellow planned an educational event titled Child and Family Services in the Era of COVID-19. When she developed critical questions related to the childhood poverty and access to equitable education that guided the conversation with speakers from Catholic Charities and World Whole Child Strategies, ensuring the CBU participants had the opportunity to appreciate the work of these organizations and some of the underlying causes of socioeconomic inequity. Similarly, she has demonstrated the core Lasallian principle of concern for the poor and social justice by co-founding Nerds for Needs, a program giving honor students an avenue for monthly service. For her many efforts, she is recognized last year as CBU's Outstanding Community Servant. One of her nominators shared that this fellow has said, "I truly care about the future of children who participate in after-school reading and homework programs. I want them to have even more support than I had when I was growing up. It is important for me to see them reach their full potential." I couldn't agree more, and it's an honor to present our next Lasallian Fellow, Thao An La.
Thank you so much, Brother Patrick and President Shannon. I'm so honored and thankful to be selected as a Lasallian Fellow. My time here at CBU has meant so much to me because it has really allowed me to pursue and follow my dreams. I'm so grateful for the Lasallian education, numerous opportunities, and constant support provided to me by CBU. As a child, I've always wanted to give back to my community and make an impact. The Lasallian core principles, such as quality education and concern for the poor and social justice, have helped mold me into the servant leader I am today. CBU offers such a multitude of different service opportunities for us to really get to learn more about our community and give back to the needs of our community. I would like to thank Mrs. Mulla and Mr. Buckman so much for your generosity and support. I cannot wait to become a pharmacist and serve my community in the future. As always, enter to learn, leave to serve. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tal. I have to tell you that the biographies of these students and the ones that we'll be hearing shortly are both inspiring and humbling. Brother Pat, I think we have some work to do to keep up with our Lasallian fellows. Our next fellowship recipient has also played an integral role in helping promote the Lasallian values of faith, service, and community, simply by how he lives his life. Interestingly, he comes from a background in which he was not familiar with the Lasallian or Catholic identity of CBU, yet he has certainly found a home here and come to exemplify what it means to be Lasallian. As a leader on this campus, this young man interacts with students of all faiths and backgrounds to make sure others feel they belong, they are heard, and they are appreciated here at CBU. He has served as a team director of CBU's Koinonia retreat, where his leadership skills were clearly displayed. And in his role as a team director, helped the retreatants discover and rise above life's challenges. He is often described as an includer, a trait that extends to his academic work where he has thrived. But he hasn't kept that success to himself, as he has served as a mentor and tutor in multiple fields to help as many students as possible. And that's on top of holding down a part-time job to help pay for his own education. One nominator praised this fellow's commitment to serving the poor and assisting those in need, truly the humble work of a Lasallian student leader. Our next fellowship recipient is Danelle Newsome. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Shannon. When I think about how important education has been to me, I'll answer the start of the season, at the start of the year by Brother Pat. Well, one thing that was most important to me about this, like far what I enjoyed about CBU, I said the people, of course. And the reason why I say this is because when I came in my freshman year, I was very nervous, not coming from a science tradition or a Catholic background, that I wouldn't be able to fit in. And I had some initial academic struggles. And while I felt that I was out of place and I wouldn't make it, the faculty never gave up on me. I've had mentors through the director of the campus ministry, my own academic advisor, and that really pushed me to become more of a leader on campus. And so through like the tutoring program, the math center, I was able to grow. And I really feel like these actually really pushed as far as the science principle of quality education. Following the principle of quality education through the tutoring program, I was asked to start, and I think about CBU and its 5 core science principle. I was asked to start this year by Brother Pat Conley, what's the one thing I love most about CBU? And I responded in kind with the people, of course. So when I think about the time I spent here and the education I received, I know I made the right decision in attending CBU. The faculty and staff of CBU are like no other. And the concern they show for each and every student and the way in which they approach the classroom setting. This idea is very evident in one of our core science principles of quality education, which I have really took and grown with through my ability to tutor and mentor other students. Also, the science principle of inclusive community through Koinonia through Campus Ministry Project. Following the principle of quality education, I also plan to continue my own education by pursuing a doctorate degree in physics. While I have thanked the faculty and staff, I also would like to thank the benefactors Joyce Motherop and Robert Buckman for allowing us to be able to celebrate this year's Lasallian Fellows.
Congratulations, Danelle, and thank you for all you're doing for CBU and the community. Keep it up. We often use the phrase, last but not least, before introducing the last person in a line, and that is certainly true today as we reveal our final 2021 Lasallian Fellow. It is also a good phrase to bring to mind, as this person has a heart that follows a verse from the Gospel of Matthew. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of my brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Spending much time in humble service, this fellow takes a genuine interest in others and demonstrates his strong faith in God through his every action. Although a modest person, he is a leader on campus, serving as a resident assistant, the sacristan for Stritch Chapel, president of the student members of the American Chemical Society, and the CBU Catholic Student Association. In addition, he is one of the founders of CBU's Koinonia Retreats and has led 2 of them. In the midst of his academic work and involvement in campus organizations, he has served as a professional caregiver for an individual with cerebral palsy. And on top of that, he is a custodian at the Cathedral of St. Anthrop. These experiences should serve him well, as his future plans are to become a medical doctor for all the right reasons, including a true desire to help others and alleviate some of the pain and suffering in our world. Described as a person of the highest integrity, one nominator wrote, "I believe his faith in the presence of God is an intrinsic characteristic of the way he lives his life." And I must say that I agree with this description of Lasallian Fellow Caleb Parish.
Thank you so much, Brother Patrick, for that introduction, and thank you to you as well, President Jack Shannon. And it's truly an honor to receive this award. It's a wonderful thing. I'd like to thank the CBU community for nominating me as a Lasallian Fellow for the class of 2021. My time studying at CBU has been deeply formative for me. Throughout my 4 years, I could not have asked for a more supportive community among the brothers, professors, staff, and students. At the heart of my experience here, though, has been the Lasallian core principle of faith in the presence of God. Making time for prayer each day, even during the intense periods of studying, has enabled me to offer my time as a student to God and to better serve those around me each day. I'd also like to thank Joyce Muller and Robert Buckman for their support of CBU students and for making the Lasallian Fellows program possible. Your recognition truly means a lot to me, as well as to the family and friends who have made it possible for me to attend CBU. Following my graduation in May of 2021, I hope to pursue, God willing, a career in medicine.
Thank you, Caleb. You join an incredibly impressive group of students in our 2021 Lasallian Fellows cohort. Let's bring everyone to the screen so we can congratulate all of you one more time. CBU community, it is my honor to present to you our Lasallian Fellows for 2021. Maddie Bickerstaff, Ricardo Roca Gonzalez, Tao La, Danelle Newsome, and Caleb Parish. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Brother Pat, let me thank you and the full Lasallian Fellows Selection Committee for choosing such an incredible group of students to represent CBU and the values we all hold dear. I can only imagine how difficult it was to choose, given all the many students we have at CBU who live out our Lasallian values of serving others each and every day.
Thank you, Jack. I feel comfortable speaking for the committee here in acknowledging that it was a very difficult selection process, as we have many deserving students in our nominations. Thanks go to the faculty and staff members who submitted nominations, and even more thanks to all our CBU students for inspiring me to want to be a better Lasallian.
While we're continuing on the theme of thanks, just a few days before Thanksgiving, I want to also extend, as our students have, a heartfelt and sincere thanks to our friends, Bob Buckman and Joyce Malero, whose generous support makes the Lasallian Fellows program possible. Fellows, I know Bob and Joyce are very proud of you, and they are eager to meet you in the new year. To close, let me wish everyone in our CBU community a wonderful Thanksgiving. As you may know, I like to include quotations in my social media posts. Today's quote comes from Alice Walker. "Thank you is the best prayer that anyone could say." I say that one a lot. Thank you expresses gratitude, humility, understanding. I thank you all for honoring our Lasallian values of faith, service, and community in all that you do. Even as our Thanksgiving celebrations may be different this year, I encourage you to give thanks for your many blessings and to honor the community around you, whether that's with a shared feast with your household or a Zoom call with family and friends. I am grateful the Lord has brought us safely to the end of our fall 2020 semester, and I look forward to talking with all of you in future CBU conversations. Until then, have a very happy Thanksgiving, and may God bless each and every one of you.